Hello, hottest day of the year so far in the UK, as many of you slapping on the after sun will doubtless know. But here in the Scottish Highlands, mercifully a little bit cooler on this third day of the Aberdeen Asset Management Scottish Open at Castle Stuart near Inverness. But what a blistering summer of sport we've already had. What with Justin Rose winning the US Open at Merion and Andy Murray igniting a wildfire of celebration at Wimbledon. But now it's golf's turn in the spotlight once again, because the Open Championship is firmly on the horizon next week. But this Scottish Open is much more than just a tune-up for Muirfield. This is a great title to have on your CV in itself, as many of the world's elite golfers will tell you.
All over, a worthy winner and a gentleman. Yes, some cracking golf. Yeah, well done.
4 rounds under 70 and the champion. Winner from Italy, Eduardo Molinari. Well done. A sensational day's work.
So, who'll be king of the castle by the Moray Firth for the third year? Well, there were 7 major champions who started out in this large field on Thursday. Amongst them, the highest ranked player in the field, Phil Mickelson, and the reigning Open champion, Ernie Els. But at the halfway stage, there's a Scot in charge. Because Glasgow's Chris Doak led the field by a shot after 2 rounds of 66. It's 14 years since Colin Montgomerie became the last Scot to annex this title at Loch Lomond. Up-and-coming American Peter Uihlein and English Ryder Cup player Ross Fisher in that group, a shot behind. And Sweden's Henrik Stenson, after a second round 64, tucked in 2 shots adrift. But Mickelson, one of 24 or so players, all within 4 shots of the lead. Blistering scores to go with the temperatures over the last couple of days. In fact, 4 under par equals the lowest halfway cut mark on the European Tour this season. But Ernie Els, Darren Clarke and Padraig Harrington, 3 of the last 5 Open champions, all in the field, couldn't make that number. Neither could our defending champion Jeev Milkha Singh. They would not be part of our weekend birdie fest in Inverness. Northern Ireland's Gareth Maben certainly is though, and rocketed up the leaderboard thanks to an eagle, and that his 8th birdie of the day at the 16th, 13 under. 5-time tournament winner last year Brandon Grace was in hot pursuit, the South African moving to 12 under as the momentum and the heat began to build on this third day. And quick off the mark was England's Ross Fisher. His approach here to the opening hole would yield an opening birdie to put him 12 under par. And the former Ryder Cup star, who spent the first part of the year in America, was on a roll. Long second hole, chasing this one up for an eagle chance, but he'd accept just the 1-shot bonus to go 13 under. Now this year has seen another renaissance for the mercurial Henrik Stenson, and the big Swede, who turned a 64 in on Friday, was firing again on Saturday. Second shot to the 3rd hole, and the putter would do the rest. Stenson at 12 under. Now could Ross Fisher make it 3 out of 3 opening birdies to catapult him into the outright lead? You bet he could. This approached the foundation of his move to 14 under. And speaking of 3 in a row, 4-time major winner Phil Mickelson's round exploded into life from the 8th, and then he'd slot that at the 12th to muscle his way into the reckoning. And this year's Spanish Open champion Rafael Jacquelin was making his move in style too, setting up an eagle chance at the last with that beautifully judged iron shot, a putt he'd make for a 13 under total. So a plethora of birdies out on the Castle Stuart links, a crammed leaderboard with Ross Fisher in pole position, and some big name winners, Messrs Mickelson, Grace, Stenson, Casey and Laird, all in the hunt. Overnight leader Chris Doak manfully holding fast at 12 under. But it's out to the 13th we go, and Phil Mickelson.
Wonderful backdrop to the 13th hole. And Mickelson ready to let fly. And seems to be finding his game again. Another birdie chance. I mentioned 4 in the last 5.
Look from both sides now, from near and far. Left to righter. Ooh. Ooh.
Tell you what, Kenny's scrambling a bit at the moment. It's been a nerve-jangling start to this round, but he's hanging in there at par.
Now Mickelson once again. Birdie putt should just turn a little to his right. A few misreads for Mickelson. Really after the poor start. Got that run of birdies. Trying to keep pace. He's still capable of the magic. We know that. There's a few scoring opportunities up ahead.
No, Matt Southgate, who had a horror start with that double bogey. Terrible tee shot, but he's settled down now, which is good. And is this going to go in? Yes! Well done, Matt. Now he'll feel a whole lot better. 6 at the first, but 2 birdies now, so back to even for the day.
Yeah, I liked his attitude after that 6. He at least walked off with a smile. And let's go to Stenson, his second to the par 5, 212 yards left. Downhill, fast-running, narrow entrance. Not too many players actually get it on the surface in 2 here. Although they can reach, but this is a brilliant effort. And every chance of a Stenson eagle.
Ross Fisher to make his par. Drop shot unfortunately for Ross, but still in there with Mabon and Jacqueline both in the clubhouse.
Well, a great opportunity here for Stenson. Pretty level putt. It should come just from the right a little bit as it starts to lose pace. But an absolutely majestic iron shot in here to set up this eagle putt.
Lobbed on the green. Get in there. No, just drifting off. So, excellent birdie. And Stenson joins the leaders at 13 under. This chance for JB Hansen for a birdie 4. But from the right. Yeah, nicely done.
And isn't this the most beautiful par 3? Brandon Grace on the 11th. Tee pushed forward today, just 129 yards.
Up to the left. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. He's played some lovely stuff, Brandon Grace, today, and has also left a couple of putts out there.
Glorious views along the Murray Firth to Inverness in the distance, the River Ness, and of course Loch Ness, where the monster dwells. People still ask me whether there is really a Loch Ness monster. Of course there is. What would Scottish tourism be without it? Wonderful, beautiful part of the world, though, especially on an afternoon like this.
Very difficult bunker shot still left for Ross Fisher, which is...
Oh dear.
Yeah, loads of sand and no green. And the second shot pulled, found the awful lie, and now he's battling to keep a 6 off his card. Brandon Grace missed a couple of opportunities, but a lovely 2 at 11. Yeah, 5th shot here for Ross Fisher. Oh, he's done well. He's done very well. Driving up the hill, it's the shortest par 416, 337 yards, that is. And he could get very close, even though the breeze is hurting a touch. Look at that. Come on. You can putt it from there.
Nice. Good stroke.
Very good. Good comeback after that rotten start.
Yep, 3 birdies now, so that's him just 1 behind the leaders. Back to Fisher, trying to stem the bleeding. This for bogey at the 6th.
And it's very close together, left of centre. Well done. He was always looking at 6. In the end, he did well to make the 6.
Back-to-back bogeys, though, for Ross after that excellent start, so that's disappointing. Had the lead, of course, at 14 under just a couple of holes ago. Now to 16, and Phil Mickelson second into this reachable, or virtually reachable, par 4.
Oh, he's played a lovely shot. Great touch.
I think we can put Phil down for another birdie.
Don't fancy this bunker shot much, Ken.
No, this is... Well, he's on the upslope. He could certainly get it up quick enough, but awkward.
Yeah, done pretty well.
Now Mickelson to birdie the 16th for the 3rd straight day. He's starting to fall in love with Castle Stuart, Doogie.
Yeah, I think the courtship was a pretty short one, actually, Frank. I think it was love at first sight, wasn't it?
He's made an unforced error, even with his bunker shot out the central bunker. He missed it on the left with a pin on the left. Was another minor ricket tactically. But it will be forgotten if he can brush this one in.
Wonderful.
And that, I think, will give him a real lift.
You line up the slope here for his birdie.
That went in like a rabbit into the hole. It just disappeared so quickly. In the end, a very good birdie. Brandon Grace, this for a chance to take the lead on his own at 13. This for a birdie from his right. Had a quiet spell on the greens, missed a few chances, and there's another one that went to begging. But putting together an excellent round.
What a wonderful view that is over the Moray Firth. Way up at the top of your picture there, that's Loch Ness, running from Inverness all the way south. Lovely part of the world, the Scottish Islands. Don't always see it in these weather conditions.
I think you're too modest there. Now Southgate, still new in his career. He'd be a pro 2.5, 3 seasons. Going through that period of time where you've just got to feel confident, or at least feel like you belong.
He does play with a smile on his face, though, whatever's happening, Frank, and that makes him quite an appealing, likeable character, doesn't it?
What's all those years in the snooker hall?
Oh, Henrik.
Well, that's what happened on day one. Remember when he was a couple over, just inside 5 or 6 feet.
John Parry, whose headgear is a little more conventional.
Yeah, see where he landed it right on the upslope. He had to pitch it perfectly. A little area of a couple of square feet. Now, 17 hasn't been too kind to Mickelson. Bogey day one. Par yesterday. Be interesting to see how he plays next week, because he's already hit some wonderful shots over these first 3 days from around the green, so adapted to the bounce as well as a slightly slower putting surface.
10th, Simon Can off the fairway, and good recovery from the Englishman, and this will come round a bit more.
You think of mere formality for Phil? It's one thing to keep an eye on, though. If it gets a little windier and it gets a little slower, if that ball starts to creep back in the putting stance and the hands get a little too far ahead, it could be an issue.
John Parry to stay at 12 under. Well done.
That's the second shot at 14 for Brendan Grace. He's one of the 4 men tied at the top. If he knocks that one in, just might pick that spot by himself. Now this, all sorts of crazy things can go here for Doak.
Tight lie. Well, the club bounced a little bit on him. Because when the flange of the hits the ground just as you're hitting it, you don't quite get the contact. The ball always goes too far, but okay.
Birdie chance for Simon Can after being in trouble off the tee here at 10. Great recovery, but oh, he's not taking the chance.
What was it Trevino said? Pros that putt for pars are like dogs that chase cars.
Well, eventually, you keep putting for par, you're going to miss one, and that's a second bogey on Chris Doak's card. Slips back to 2 off the lead now. John Parry. That'll turn right from there, turn left from there. Is it going to come all the way on? Might be a little too long. No, here it comes. That's good.
Brendan Grace saw the second shot in to vault into the lead.
Chance there for Brandon. 4 birdies in the first 5 holes. Added another at the 11th. Rest all pars, but at least 2 of those pars could have been birdies. That's probably the 3rd. So 1 or 2 missed chances for the South African, but still sharing the lead with Gareth Maben and Rafa Jacquelin already in the clubhouse. Of course, Phil Mickelson is on the 18th. 64 from Maben today, equaling the best of the week. Rafa Jacquelin, winner of the Spanish Open just a couple of months ago, but missing the cut in his own National Open last week. Very disappointing for Rafa. Make up for it, I'm sure, if he lifts the trophy tomorrow night. Henny Otto, a 66 earlier this morning. 68 from Colsaerts, from Pepperell, from Koepka, and from Gonzalez. Paul Casey chasing a second win in 3 weeks after that win in Ireland. Yes, and for par. And the smile is back on PC's face. 68 today, 11 under, currently 2 behind.
Yeah, Mickelson well within reach at 18. Doesn't play the full 600, plays downhill and a touch of breeze behind. And, well, it depends how close that gets to the wall of the bunker. It's actually, there's no sand in it.
You know, still a tricky golf course, even though it was pretty benign out there and the flags were laying fairly limp when we came down the last. But it is difficult, and if you get the right side of things, you can make a lot of birdies. You get the wrong side of it, it's almost impossible. But I've put myself in a good position for tomorrow, which is what counts.
I remember after your win in Ireland, you said it was a mixture of half relief and half satisfaction. Now, has the balance of emotion changed on reflection?
No, it's still the same feeling, but I think it's really lit a fire under me that I can really play some great golf for the rest of this season.
Iron off the tee for Peter Uline. He's been quite a long way back to a tigerish pin, 138 yards, wind into his face, and anything coming up 2 yards short will run off the front of the green.
Oh, hard.
Oh dear, that's fantastic.
How good is that?
I want that one again, particularly coming out the rough to get it to stop like that. Superb. A little bit of stubbly grass behind Chris Stokes' ball. 92 yards left to sort of nudge forward with a sand wedge.
To 18, what kind of lie has Phil found for himself? Took a while to get going today, but now he's right up there, sharing the lead in this Scottish Open, but that doesn't look too pretty.
Plays that shot normally quite well, just tries to hinge the wrist, pop it out. As he said, just killed it.
John Parry drove the 16th, the short par 4, so this a putt for eagle.
Down the slope from the right. Oh, so Uline makes a birdie, and so does Chris Stoke.
Now that'll make Doki feel a whole lot better. It's been a pretty torrid front 9 for the overnight leader.
Now JB Hansen to get within 1. Yeah, that was a really good second shot. They head to the short 11th. As you can see, the putt for Mickelson, just a little downhill, and starts to flatten out. Hasn't really made much of long range today. But saves the best for the last. And Mickelson, he just put himself in position to win his first European Tour event.
Great sense of theatre, Phil Mickelson.
The short 11th, just 129 yards today. Almost like a postage stamp. It fizzes off the face. He's hit some beauties this week with the short irons.
Phil, in with the outright lead, and the fireworks really began from the 8th. What ignited the charge?
You want to get off to such a good start because you have some great birdie opportunities early on, and I didn't get that to happen. And on the 8th hole, I tried to just slow down and be a little bit more patient. And I hit a good shot in there and got one putt to roll in, and that seemed to just ignite the rest of the round. I ended up making some good birdies there coming in. I don't think that'll hold up in the lead. I think it'll be a couple back, but you never know. And the point is that I got in a good position for tomorrow's final round. I'm really looking forward to it.
What's coming together best for you? Because I know there's a lot of players who've chosen not to come to Castle Stuart, but what kind of advantages do you feel this preparation is giving you?
Well, as the week has worn on and I've spent more time here on the firm ground here at Castle Stuart, since Thursday, my touch and short game has gotten much better. My lag putting, my chipping, all my touch shots around the greens have really gotten sharp in the last few days because I've been able to practice it. And the area that I've really enjoyed the challenge is off the tee. In the crosswinds, keeping the ball in play, I've driven the ball very well. And if I'm able to do that tomorrow, I should be able to be aggressive into the pins and hopefully make some birdies.
Just missed the spot a little. It's not bad though. Last couple of irons is crisp. That one was better.
Lovely tee shot from Henrik Stenson at the shot 11th. Can he roll in the birdie putt? He can. So 6 players now at 13 under par, 1 behind Phil Mickelson.
And that's the 10th. That one little bunk up Uline and Doak. 112 yards for Doak. It's not a bad yardage. And Ken Brown in his days, he just sort of put a little sand in off the back foot, wouldn't you, Ken?
Yeah, that's what the aim is. Nice tight lie ball, a little bit above his feet. And on the right ledge.
Get up.
Yes. The ledge is 8 wide, 4 to the left, 4 to the right, and a sort of 5 behind it, so you've got to be spot on.
I think that's that. Pretty good wind. Yeah. It's obviously hold.
Mickelson leads the way at the moment with that his second 66 of the week.
Final pair, Doak and Uline.
Both with really wonderful birdie chances.
Oh, that's a real shame. After getting his birdie at 9, a good chance to get another at 10 for Chris Doak. So it's only going to be a par for the overnight leader.
I say it's certainly getting cooler out there, a bit breezier. And Murray Firth beginning to come to life. Views today superb there over to the Black Isle.
Chance for an eagle here for Stenson. Yes, it's some terrific shots today. He hasn't quite got out of the putter what he might have done. But really, another birdie. And he could have been, think back, drop shot also at 9. A couple of putts left short of both the par 3s on the front 9. Could have made 2.
Cream rises, Dennis. Mickelson up there. Brandon Grace, a very, very high quality player. Henrik Stenson there now, all on 14 under par. Tied at the top.
Brandon Grace is another one who's missed a lot of putts out there today. So the scoring opportunities have been there. Who I've got right now? Brandon Grace.
Well, this was his birdie putt to get to 14 under par. He popped it in. And that's how he reached that point. Hasn't dropped a shot today. As Dennis was saying, it's just could have had a few more. But 6 birdies on the card.
This is Parry. Third shot at the par 5 18th. Can he slip it to 14 under? Open up with that wonderful 64 in the first round. Keep going. And this is outstanding.
Back to Uline and his work for par on the 11th.
This for Uline's par down the hill. Total from the right. Actually hasn't had a bogey this week. He's had a couple of double bogeys.
That's going to be at least that. Again, such a short hole. How can I possibly take 4 or more here? John Parry to finish off, hopefully. It's a very impressive round in this to join the leaders. In it goes from John Parry. It's a birdie to close with. It's a round of 66. And it started with a 64 then. He stood still yesterday, but back with a 66 today.
Right, can he make his 3?
Oh, he thought he had.
Never start the celebratory walk too early, Dennis.
Yep.
Let's go to the 13th dogleg left to right, and the 2 tee shots of J.B. Hansen and Henrik Stenson.
Oh, good shot.
controlling your spin and trajectory here.
That's just a beautiful looking lie for Stenson there. It really was, sitting up in perky fashion.
He could go back off the slope. Hang on. He won't be pleased with that.
And back to one of our 4 leaders. This though for par for Brandon Grace.
Ouch. Yeah, the putter really has not done him any favours this afternoon. He's played quite beautifully for the most part.
This putt for Hansen is going to break from the right. Probably about a cup and a half outside right.
Oh, boy, that disappeared quickly. Well, beautifully holed.
So there we are, Mickelson, Parry, Henrik Stenson. Of those 3, Stenson the only man still out there on the course. Can he pass those 2 at the top of the leaderboard? But it's shaping up very nicely.
Well, a very aggressive play after a defensive tee shot. So this third of the Peter Uline at par 5.
Oh, nice touch.
A tricky little spot here for Henrik Stenson.
Is that wind coming across him from the right, so he can try and cut it up against that?
Well, that's the only chance he has, Hutchie. That's exactly what he did as well. Beautiful looking shot.
Fantastic. And Peter Uline now with a chance to get back to 1 behind. Did play the most delightful pitch. Another putt might have given him pause to think, but well done. He's normally very, very positive with the putter.
Now back to the 13th. And Southgate from the front. Nicely done. Still something to do for his par though.
It all depends on the lie that Brandon has here. The hole is toward the back of this 18th green. And he played a very nice shot, but no spin from there, and it might just go through the back. Anyway, that's the putt that Mickelson holed earlier, so it is a possible.
Well, Hansen has this downhill, slightly downhill, mostly right to left, but the wind is coming hard off of his left. And it's gotten to the strength right now that it might affect this putt a little bit, so it'd be pretty easy to leave it out on the right.
Oh, brilliant attempt. Now this man can give it a pop. And the driver, not too many of them been hit today, but as he pulled it. Probably try to take it over the corner. It wouldn't be too, oh, maybe. Well, it's not ideal, but it's not bad.
Well, it would be a shame to not make this for Stenson after playing that beautiful little pitch shot in here. Not much break here. You don't want to give the hole away. Just kind of left center, inside left.
Yes. And that wind is really picking up. We're sort of hearing it now. Cans.
Stenson leads on his own.
Apart from the first half dozen holes in the first round, he has played superbly.
Well, he watched that first round and he was struggling playing alongside Els, and he was the back marker, and then suddenly picked up in the back 9 as Hansen taps in for his par, and since then he's never looked back. Henrik Stenson.
And Grace trying to make a birdie at the last. Should come a bit from his left. This was the putt that Mickelson holed, and he did the same. Brilliant. Good attempt there from the young South African after dropping the shot at 17.
There we are, just that solitary blemish in the card on the 17th, but yes, fine way to bounce back. 66 for Grace, tied with Mickelson and John Parry, just in behind Stenson. Back to the 15th. Tough hole this one, Jay, isn't it?
Well, Andrew, especially with that wind hard off the left.
He's given it an almighty biff. Only 3 birdies so far here today. My general statistics, and that is a cracker.
You played, you know when them wooden sleepers are, into the left section of them sleepers. It wasn't a soft ball.
Well, that was absolutely textbook there. I haven't seen one up there all week, regardless of the wind direction.
There you go. I mean, wonderful stance, set up, nice wide takeaway. Again, clubby just above the hands, halfway back. Not even, and slightly laid off, beautifully underneath the hands, underneath the shaft, and a perfect drive back through it.
Brandon, everybody knows your links pedigree after your victory at St Andrews in the Dunhill Links last year, and I just wonder what it is about this particular style of golf that appeals to you.
You know, it's just, you know, back home I grew up when the weather's not always great as well, and the wind blows a little bit. So, you know, I feel very comfortable in this state, if I can put it this way. And you know, obviously, I had my second win last year, fan called Links. You know, the links is just in me for some reason, and obviously with Daniel last year, but you know, I just feel very comfortable out there. I'm very the type of a field player, and I like visualizing a lot of the shots, and you know, you need those things around the links course. So you know, it's just working out so far.
So Southgate has also got the jersey on now. That's for his par after a good little chipper in the front of this 13th green, and you can see what it means. They'll hold.
There's no one, as we talk about his season, tied 8th in South Africa back in December, right at the start of the season, then pretty dreadful since then, but he's enjoying himself out here. So Stenson out in front on his own for the first time, but some big names tucked in nicely behind him. Mickelson, of course, the biggest of them all, and John Parry, the first round leader, has come back very well after a 72 yesterday. This is JB Hansen up on the 15th.
Oh, you're playing. Settle down now.
Quite a change in the conditions as we move on after 6 o'clock in the evening here in the Scottish Highlands. Pro Tracer giving an indication of where that one's going, and there's your answer.
It's an absolute beauty.
It really is.
Well, after a well-played, ill-advised pitch shot, has this downhill right to left her for par.
Well, as you were saying earlier, Doogie, 15. It's been the most difficult hole on the golf course.
Simon Kahn, beautiful tee shot at 16, has a chance for an eagle too. Yeah, good stroke. Hole cut up in the top plateau, and he's done, I think, pretty darn well from where he came. Just you stay right there, well played.
Can taps in for his birdie.
Really impressed with him over 3 days. Very solid tee to green. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes in that department.
Didn't turn quite as much as he hoped, and he's left himself a nasty one for the birdie.
Now Simon Kahn. Another wonderful links par 3. Don't really want to fly the ball on the green, just short, preferable, kick forward. The trust you have to have on the bounce.
Look at this, are we going to see another one? Nearly, great shot.
Doesn't break as much from the right as what it looks like.
Could he make it too? Good try. Southgate with a birdie chance at 15. This will be a great one. Oh, yes, well done. I think they'll only make it about 4 birdies in the 15th all day. And here's another one started with a couple of snap hooks.
JB, the young Dane, just 22. Just to get to 13 under. Really good performances by a youngster. Rookie year on tour. Right in the middle.
Simon Khan now for his 2.
Two rare birds back to back. Birdie at 15 and a birdie at 17.
Once again, this is a situation of reading the lie. Let's just see the top of the ball. So you have to allow for the fact that it's going to jump forward, plus a bounce.
Oh, that's flew. That's over the green.
Flew, it's over the green, he says, and his judgment, sadly, is spot on.
Never mind over, it's miles over.
To Southgate, a very good tee shot.
He'd join the lead at 15 under, wouldn't he? Nearly. Oh, what a great attempt. Oh, what a comeback from him after the double bogey at the first. Terrific stuff.
Six birdies, and just one more dropped shot since that opening double for Matthew Southgate, and he's right up there, only one behind. Stenson leads by 1 with a hole to go. Mickelson, Parry and Grace all shooting 66. Gareth Maben a 64, and Rafa Jacquelin 65. Again, excellent golf here in Scotland.
A delicate pitch from the rough for Simon here at 18. That's the other thing, you forget, chipping down breeze on a links golf course just takes away some of the options.
Oh, you remember he went through this 15th green, got a bit of a flyer from the right rough, so this for a 1 over par 5. He really has struggled manfully though, and if he can finish off reasonably well and lift the fight tomorrow.
After birdies at 16 and 17, this for par.
That wind sort of, is it, how much is it helping the players down? We'll hear from Jay just now, but is it more across from the right? Then it must still surely be helping a little.
You'd think to, in that situation, it's going to feel like a double bogey at 18. Still 3 good rounds, 12 under to the drivable 16th.
It's a little 3-wood here for Peter Uihlein. He does create tremendous clubhead speed. A little 12 means it's pretty good. And let's see where this one finishes up. Too low. Front left.
Now back to 17, par attempt for Southgate.
Oh no, whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, just made such a wonderful birdie. And now bringing the double bogey into play.
He's definitely aiming slightly left.
Yeah, that wind gets it and away it goes. We've seen a lot of that. We saw that yesterday afternoon, a couple of shots straight left into the bush. You almost got to cut it up against that breeze.
Really, that's about his worst shot he's hit today.
Yeah, he almost missed the world.
Well, watching a shot like that is never going to help your confidence. Not one to follow, but I think you're right, Dennis. You just want to aim it in the middle of the green and just cut it up. Hansen has plenty of club here.
It looks like what he tried to do. Come on, up you come. Up you come, my baby.
Evening shadows lengthening. Oh, Peter Uihlein just a little bit clumsy there.
And from that camera angle, it's a good 4 or 5 feet below the level of the green. And obviously the fear of the ball coming back to his feet. Ross Fisher. He's had birdies on the first 3 holes. And it just adds to the bogeys. He did birdie 16, but really the miss at 5 and 6. 6 a reachable par 5. So I put the thinking cap on today. As you can see, his 6th bogey.
Stenson was very lucky here. He's up to where the gallery's been standing all week, so he's got a perfect lie, and he's going to play a low shot, land it on the lower level, and then run it up the ridge to where the hole's located.
Stroke of genius. So despite the errant second shot, it's going to be a tap-in to move to 16 under. And deservedly so. Really, that's the only bad shot he'd hit today.
And followed by one of his best.
And of course, if it stayed the way it is right now, it would be Stenson and Mickelson in the final group tomorrow.
Don't think there'll be too many complaints about that pairing.
Hansen has a very slow one here. Has to come up a big ridge the first 5 or 6 yards.
Very nicely played too. Rookie year on the Challenge Tour last year, finished 4th in the rankings.
It's always going to be a little tricky pitch up that bank with Peter Uihlein. But now his advantage of putting a little bit up the hill. Bit of movement from his left. His mum's out watching somewhere.
Hopefully she saw that. You can sense the raw talent there, can't you, Doogie?
Oh, absolutely. He's really impressive. Southgate to try to drop only 1 at 17. Good reactions. So Stenson with a tap-in birdie at the 18th and a round of 66. That seems to be the popular number today. The top 4 on the leaderboard have all shot 66. And that really was impressive. The only drop shot coming at 9, and that was his first drop shot since the front 9 in round 1. So Henrik Stenson, who has played very consistently all year, now leads by 2 coming towards the end of this 3rd round.
JB Hansen to try and join that log jam at 14 under.
And another very impressive exhibition by the young Dane, just 22 years old. And his fellow Scandinavian Henrik Stenson, I'm sure, will offer plenty of words of encouragement to JB. 14 under alongside Mickelson, Parry, Grace and Uihlein. Back to 17 and overnight leader Chris Doak, 2 over for his round today.
Committed follow through that time. Wow, one of the few to land it on the green, and a just reward. To 18.
Another one pulled left. Spectators need hard hats over in that corner.
After what you've come through over the years, Henrik, how comfortable are you in these situations now going into the final day?
Well, we'll see tomorrow, I guess. But no, it's just great to be back up there in contention. You know, get the adrenaline going again, and it's all about being in position when it's 9 to go. And so far, I'm up there. So just to carry on doing what I did today. Hopefully, it's good tomorrow, and I hope I'll be the one to beat tomorrow.
It looks like a bandstand final pairing with Phil Mickelson. What does that do for you? That thought?
No, it's great. I mean, I've always enjoyed playing with the best players in the world, and try and measure myself with them. So I got another great opportunity tomorrow, and I enjoy playing with Phil, and should be some good crowds out there.
Anything bounding on, mate, it's only going to release out that line.
Caddy doesn't seem too impressed with it.
Yeah, neither caddy or player confident here.
Okay.
Just an agricultural dig, that.
Excellent tee shot from Doak. See if he can convert. Yeah, well deserved. One of the best shots we've seen over the last hour or so into 17. Been a tough day.
Yeah, but suddenly it's just beginning to get a little bit better, Frank, isn't it? Well, they'll have that for par. It's running on a little. No, it's good.
Well played there. Just kept his left shoulder rather low. I guess when the ball's in a suspect lie, make sure that left hand is always leading.
Henrik Stenson, 66 for 16 under, leads by 2. 66 is 2 for Mickelson, for Parry and for Grace. Best of the day, that's 64 from Gareth Maben from Northern Ireland. Christoph moves back up into the top 12 with just one hole to play.
Had no chance.
Well, that is a disappointing finish for Matthew. Bogey. Well, a 71. A double bogey on the first, and bogeys on the 17th and 18th. In between, he actually played some very nice golf. 12 under par for 3 rounds, 4 behind Henrik Stenson.
So Fisher will start tomorrow. 6 back from Stenson. A little bit of separation today now.
Spectacular views from our flying eye over the Moray Firth, over to the Black Isle and points north, right up to the very north of Scotland.
Looking at the lie, Ken, we can see the sort of the big tufts of grass just inside his ball.
Yes, he's going to have to sort of pick the club up. Sometimes helps if you stand a little bit closer to the ball. The ball's going to come out running, that's for certain. It's got a bit of a marmot action on it. Not much break on this. So a little uphill. Maybe Maybe a hair from left to right, but not much in it.
Well, they can't quite finish with 3 birdies in a row. That really would have been a get out of jail free card, but he has battled back well after a fraught and rather disappointing day. Started leading the tournament, end the day 5 behind. 73 for Chris Doak of Scotland.
Well, if Uline wants to get another round in the 60s, he's going to have to make this 67, 66, and this for 69. Always low. Here's another one tonight. Just quickly replay the round in the head. See if it was technical or emotional. Try and re-rack 3 back. Still close enough with his firepower.
So there's how it looks. Round 3 of the Aberdeen Asset Management Scottish Open, and Henrik Stenson will take a 2-shot lead into the final round. Phil Mickelson, John Parry, Brandon Grace and JB Hansen are all at 14 under. Gareth Maben with the round of the day, 64, is at 13 under alongside Rafa Jacquelin, who had a 65, and Peter Uline, Simon Kahn and Lorenzo Galli, both 70s.
So much to be decided in the final round. Sort codes at the ready because there's a £500,000 first prize that will be heading into someone's bank account very shortly. And there's an extra incentive, if anywhere needed, because a spot is being held in reserve for the champion here, unless he's already qualified, for the 142nd Open Championship, just a few hours drive south of here at Muirfield.
Golf in all its glory. The Open Championship starts Thursday the 18th of July across the BBC.
Yes, Muirfield, the course that the great Henry Cotton described as cruelly fair, has produced a really distinguished list of champions. Who will be next? We'll be on air with the preview programme on Wednesday night, and then live uninterrupted coverage follows from Thursday morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Get the supplies in. But before that, we have unfinished business here at Castle Stuart, because we are in for an intriguing final day. A cool Swede, Stenson, leads the way, but will he keep his cool? We shall soon find out. Catch you with the highlights again tomorrow night. In the meantime, goodbye.